and these heroes can be really annoying to deal with. Not necessarily something that they must go for, but it just opens up all these heroes that like to be alone on the offlane.
Yeah.
Something like Kalash is also a possibility.
Well,
See what
they're
we
not going to
can-
get that just
So
yet.
Venge should be your core, right? There
I'm
is a chance
thinking
that
so.
Shaker is, yeah. There is a chance that Shaker is a core as well.
But have we really seen any? I can't recall a game in any recent time where S4's ran Shaker.
Yeah, I don't think so too. I think the last time I saw him play it was on mid actually, so probably haven't seen it.
Just imagine if this is the biggest debate ever. FlyToMoon is like, this is definitely a Shaker 4, and they get in the game and they're simply Nani? What? Why is S4 on this hero? How did this occur?
I mean, it's what that's one of the beautiful things of drafting, right? You pick these heroes, you don't really know where they are, but you can guess. You can pretty much guess that the Shaker is going to be 4, that the Vengeful is going to be core, but you can't know for sure, right? So you have to be careful about the way you draft. Now, Clockwork, it's just general classic right here. You know that he's going to go on this Clockwork. He's going to be hunting down the Witch Doctor and the Shaker constantly. There is a swap versus him, but I think it's a really good clock game.
The Shaker anyway, right? Like, there's so many heroes to interrupt initially. Witch Doctor with with his ultimate, or you go for the Shaker. The real question in my mind is General still subscribing to the quadruple bracer build?
What quadruple, man? He used to buy 5 bracers.
Sorry. Well, no, sometimes, because that was back when you had the neutral item still in your inventory, right? I remember this. So he'd find like he'd find the double bracer one. He'd like, oh, neat. Don't even need to buy a 5th one. I'm sorted.
I think I asked him something about that after the games or so. I can't remember, but that was silly. But it worked, like Clockwork. As long as he stayed alive and dealt the damage, it worked. It was quite cool. I'm not sure if it's still the best item to go for. We'll see. Spectre, one of those heroes that doesn't really care about clock way too much in the laning stage, right? Because you can always dagger out, but is very greedy at the same time.
It also functions as a bit of a block pick, right? Because if you got Nerf Shaker, the worst thing that can occur is a Spectre lineup, because you can never get the blink jump, right? As soon as Haunt's used, Radiances, you're done.
And Lifestealer as well. That's something different coming from FlyToMoon completely. Very interesting. I wonder what made them go for the. Do you think that Lifestealer is actually a good pick versus Spectre? Like the last 5 days, like I literally haven't watched the pro dotes for like 5 days. That's it. 5 days I've been just grinding, just playing constantly.
I think there's been more Gyrocopter than there's been Lifestealer, and both of them have looked bad.
It just baffles me that this Lifestealer is picked here. Definitely is decent versus the Shaker, right? Versus the Doctor. You have that rage, you can get on top of them with the Clockwork, perhaps. You have the Bomb, you have the Vessel to carry you around. It is a very classic FlyToMoon hero as well. That has to be said. But it's a little bit out there. I just think that Spectre is a better core here. It just feels that the Spectre is better.
Yeah, I think the thing with Lifesteal is usually you're kind of admitting you're going to have an easy job CSing at the beginning in the most lanes, but you need time. And you're up against that Spectre, like you just said, that's going to be probably a lot better when you get into that hyper late game scenario anyway.
You have a lot of these telegraphed stuns, right? Like Vengeful, Witch Doctor. There's no way you don't rage against that. Fissure and Echo, that can be problematic. But versus Venge and Witch Doctor, I think you should be fine. And FlyToMoon probably are thinking of just snowballing really early on and taking the control of the game. I love these last 2 bans as well from both of the teams, by the way. Viper is just amazing versus Spectre, would deal with her incredibly well, so banning it out was really necessary from Alliance. FlyToMoon banning out the Batrider. Yeah, it's not the best versus Lifestealer, but Necro and everyone else on their team would suffer. So
yeah, and whenever we see
a very good bet.
Necro at the moment, it's this hero that if you don't counter or address on the lane, it usually just snowballs out of control, right? Like this hero gets gold fast.
And they do have quite a bit of heroes that they could go for here, for like maybe even Alina now. Pagna. I should have known. Like Pagna. Yeah, that's the first hero you go versus Necro. It's also a hero that's good with Shaker. As you get that counter initiation right with the fissure, it can kind of set up Limp for success in a way that he can be in the right place in every single team fight. So it's a really good Pugna game. I like this a lot.
Yeah, and that does mean we're going to have S4 on the Venge kind of as expected. Not the strongest of lane against the Lifestealer, but I guess with the Shaker, you can keep the lane pushed in and at least get XP on that one. The main priority for Alliance is, like we said, Limp needs to be off to a good start, and this is one
Look
way
at
to do it.
FNG's Doctor, man. It looks sick. It's pimped out of his mind.
It's like you know when you get those kind of games where you dress something up and someone just piles all the clothes on. That's what's happened here.
Yeah,
Someone's just thrown clothes, and then a monkey.
And then a monkey as well. Yeah, exactly. It still looks good. I like it. I like it. What set is the best here? I like the clockwork with
Yeah, I
his
was
little
about to say I
mustache
really
as
love the
well.
mustache. I haven't seen that
Yeah,
mustache
yeah,
one before.
it's fine. What else? Rubik looks all right, I guess. Vengeful has a burning hair. That's cool.
Can
And
we talk
Spectre looks
about
sick, obviously.
Can we talk about the last two players on these teams and how underwhelming their skin choices are? I'm pretty sure Limp hasn't even got a skin on.
He does, doesn't he?
Is that? I can't remember
Is
if that's the default one.
I don't think this is this the default mace or whatever it is.
I don't think the mace
think
is maybe, but the rest of it definitely is.
Later, nerds.
And Necrophos's looks pretty bland. I mean, come on, guys. Everyone knows if you want to look good, you got to do what VTune's doing. You just make Lifestealer into a giant golden nugget.
That's it.
I literally call this right because they released another
VTune.
gold cosmetic for him, and I said like 2 years ago they're just eventually going to turn him into a giant lump of gold.
VTune is probably one of those guys that listens to trap rap. You know, he's completely amused by that. He wants to have the grill when he grows up as well. I mean the grill on the teeth. You know, like the golden one.
Yeah, the grill, not grills. By the way,
Yeah.
calling it already. Next year, there's going to be a gold belt for Lifestealer to complete it. We've got 3 pieces. We're almost there.
Yeah. We're in really for a fun game. We have a lot of these heroes that can match up really well. Like the Pugna versus Necro is going to be fun because there is the clockwork that can deal with the Pugna in every fight, but there is also a Shaker that can deal with the Necro a little bit, mess him up. It's gonna be a fun game.
Most definitely. And I just confirmed for you, Limp, the mantelpiece is a cosmetic, and the mace. He has got a customized Neverwood as well. He's only half dressed. You know, he's like us.
And he
he's
has
only
a
half
taunt.
dressed.
He has a taunt as well.
That's the most important piece, okay? If your hero's got a taunt, you're good. Not sure how I feel about Void Spirit's taunt right now. I don't know. I like Void Spirit. I don't like the taunt. I feel let down. Then again, I used to be a Kunkka spammer, so I'm used to the amazing dancing.
And the music that comes with.
That's the best ones are the ones with music, apart from the Lifestealer one. I remember when I think it was when we first started casting together, and Lifestealer was being spammed everywhere, and there was a few CIS carries that would just perma spam the taunt.
Or the Bat Rider as well, right? The Bat Rider as well was constantly spammed. Top lane, he has to be careful. Actually, he doesn't have rage, and they know it.
And
Fissure
there's
is
the Fissure.
there.
He's cut off. He's going to be brought down. And there's your first blood. S4 is the one that yoinks it in the end.
Yeah, 4 heroes were committed for this. Iceberg actually did not block on the mid lane almost at all. So the lane equilibrium won't be that bad for Limp 2. I guess it is a little bad, but not horrible. So Limp should do just fine here.
Yeah, and it's a favorable lane for him anyway, so this will only get better. Like, Iceberg needs every small advantage he can get.
Yeah. It's not really that much about the lane. The lane is difficult. It's throughout the game. Pugna just destroys Necro. You can't hide in the Ghost Shroud. That's your biggest problem.
But I think it'd be fair to say that we've seen plenty of games where Necrophosses pop off and it always begins with a lane, right? It's always the hero can't handle you, but this is definitely a hero that can deal with your crap throughout the game, as you said.
Yeah, probably might see some Hood or Yule, something like that. Something very defensive coming for Iceberg early on. But this mid...
FNG, he's gone. Gonna find the kill. That wasn't why I was owing though, Liz. Have a look at General's build.
Yeah. I just clicked him. I just checked it. Classic General. Here we go again.
He's modified it slightly, you know. He's planning 2 braces right now. He hasn't confirmed whether he's going in for more.
I swear, man, I love this. I agree with this build quite a lot. He doesn't go for it every single time, every single game, but when he does, I love it. They
Usually
messed up
it's
top.
either that or he's like, oh yeah, I just need a spirit vessel this game, right? If that's not the case, that's not your highest priority. It's like, yeah, just give me a liberators.
Vengeful.
Nice buff, and S4 will go down, but always want to fly getting low. That dragon is not tanky enough. Hanskin gets the kill. V2 needs to be
Hanskin
careful
with the
himself.
That's actually pretty good for Hanskin. You know, him getting these kills early on are very important for a position 4 shaker. So he feels good. But I was watching that lane. They messed up a little bit earlier. The Fissure didn't block the Kiro. They didn't kill him. So because of that, Kiro gets an opportunity to kill the Venge instead.
Yeah, and as you said though, all in all, like Hans can be the one to get gold is great.
Bottom lane again.
What's S4 can do with that gold? FNG does have the Voodoo Restoration now though.
Yeah, that's not
Stick
enough.
as well. It's nowhere near enough.
Yeah,
You know what it is? It's
those,
that 9 extra damage on each right click from General.
Yeah, if you click on General, you will also notice that he didn't go for cogs, right? He just has the rocket flare, and it's good. Like when you're playing versus a Spectre, it's all right to not go for cogs. They're going on him. Nico.
Well, Nico Baby needs an escape plan fast. They're going to stay on top of him for the time being. And there's the lift back. Nico Baby's going to go down, and this is all right. Or is he? Ooh.
Okay.
Need 2 more hits. He's going to salve up. Oh, they cancel.
He's fine, because Witch Doctor now will TP with an extra salve, I think, yeah.
Yes, he has got the goal for it.
Yeah. So that was a good salve to use. Sometimes using salve like that can lose you the lane, because you just can't heal for another minute.
It's a crucial moment as well, right? Because like if you die there, the clock is just super fed at that point. They're going in, but always want to fly is fast enough this time. Hanskin might have boots, but too far away.
A lot of salves actually being purchased by both teams. Both position 5s at least.
You know, I've checked the stats, and salves and clarities are among some of the most brought items, along with tangos. Liz.
I'm just very funny, but I'm just saying a bit more than usual. That's
I know. I get you. I don't think we would have seen as many if it wasn't for what happened bot to that Spectre. That's the moment where we're like, wow, there's a lot of salves in this game.
Top lane, they might go on always on a fly again if he's not careful.
There's almost a fissure ready. Hanskin missed the stun, so S4 is the one turned around on right now. They need to right-click Lifestealer down, but S4, he won't make it out in one piece. He'll die.
Yeah. I was waiting for Hanskin to actually fissure block Shakiro, but yeah, but never happened.
Well, V2 did get the double kill, but Shaker once again yoinking a kill here and there.
I mean, it's good that he yoinked a kill, but you're giving a lot to this Lifestealer. He was involved in how many? 3 kills so far?
It's a very odd start for this top lane. Do you think it goes that way? It changes so much because of that early love and ice path? It's just FNG things, you know how he is.
Yeah, but you always kind of go for early level of ice path, you know? I mean, I don't think that Liquid Fire is the spell to go for any longer. It used to be. It used to be for many years, but it no longer. Yeah, but it no longer is. Like Ice Path earlier is just more value. Liquid Fire doesn't take down towers as easily, so I don't really care too much.
Oh, look at that! This lad doesn't need salves. He's just got enemy heroes to give it to him.
We talked about the mid lane as well.
Hero's gone. V2 needs to run away. He's got the rage. S4 still hasn't bothered to level into the magic missile. No point on this lane.
Iceberg again. Limp might be baited into though.
Yeah, just a tad bit. Needs to run away. He has got the fairy fast, so he should be safe. Maybe a little bit too close for comfort though. Iceberg has 6, but doesn't have the mana for the Reaper's Scythe. Limp could TP away.
You can clarity him, Aloha Dance. Yeah, he could clarity him maybe, but Limp is way too fast.
Like he could literally just start draining right now. Now it's too late because the clockwork is here. Space. That's what we'll call this right now. A lot of space. Oh, they need the follow hit. Can he get the deny?
He's gonna suicide.
Bye,
He's
guys.
Gonna get the deny. Yeah. Nice attempt with the cogs, though.
Yeah, but now he's leveled cogs. I guess you level up by 5 anyway, even if you are Spectre laning.
He had it earlier. You need 1 level of it, definitely. I think you could have maybe clarity the Necro so that he uses the sight. But the problem is, like, Necro with boots is slower than Pugna without them. Like, 330 versus 325, so maybe Iceberg wouldn't even reach him anyway.
Well, it's okay. They didn't get the kill. Well, actually, it's not okay. Let's put it like this. Limp wants kill. Limp gonna
Mid
get
lane?
kill.
Yeah.
Iceberg. Oh, he gets out of range. Nice lift to interrupt. That was too close for comfort. But look at that. More salves. Holy crap. These supports are everywhere right now.
The salves are everywhere, I told you. Alohadan's making some pretty good moves with the Rubik so far, being involved in the game. Yeah, he's only level 3, but his moves matter.
Uh-oh. I don't think there's a move he can make this time. Or is the... Nope, stun comes through. Iceberg is dead. Level
lifts,
1
sadly.
telekinesis cooldown is so long.
Meanwhile, the lanes have switched up. So the Nyx was sent bottom, but now he's top again. I think he moved bottom infested or something, because he's top again. And he's going on Nico.
I think Nico Baby is getting pretty roughed up here. They might not quite be able to kill him, but they're going to force him out of the lane completely. And say, stay boy, under your tower where it's safe.
And remember, he just TP'd top, so he has nowhere to go. He's not really strong to farm the jungle as well, but there is a huge wave coming his way, so he should be fine farming it.
Yeah, he needs it as soon as possible. He's close to that Necronomicon, but not quite complete yet. The problem is, look at V2. He's just posturing in a way that Nico Baby doesn't feel confident to even come for the creeps.
I was just looking at bottom lane in general, was dropped really, really low, but 3 bracers, man.
Mad
Mid
resistance.
lane.
What's Maledict? How does that work? Doesn't hurt at all.
Iceberg is fine, it looks like as well.
I love that moment. Limp's done drinking. He's like, well, I'm still thirsty. Let me pop a clarity and we'll go again.
They do see him though, so this might be a dead limp. Oh,
Nope. Spectre horn in. They want this kill badly and they'll be able to get it. A worthwhile kill if they can now convert it into the tower, which with a Pugner
or
is a possibility.
or the stacks. They
That
can
is
take
true.
the stacks as well. Yeah, that's triple there, right? So pretty good for them. And
we-
Aloha Dance maybe?
Well, Hanskin's so fast. That's the tower. Don't think he meant to do that, but it's fine. They'll still get the kill.
Yeah,
And we were
Alliance is just-
worried about Nico Baby getting gold top. He didn't need to get it top.
that was such a good move from him, really. He uses that ulti very well. They take the stacks. He gets a kill. Oh, mid lane,
Jump in.
general.
On the limb. This is the hero that can screw over the Pugner, and there's the scythe. Says thank you for just protecting yourself and giving me more damage with the decrep.
One big thing is, for FlyToMoon at least, is there's no save versus the site. Yeah, you can swap, but that's pretty much it. You won't save a target. If you drop low enough, that site will kill you.
Oh god,
Necros-
imagine if Scythe Swap actually swapped you as a Scythe target.
Man, I mean, usually that's what happens, right? If you swap, you die. Like most of the time, at least. So.
This giant Scythe come down like, no, no. Is exactly what FNG's
FNG.
screaming right now. This is too tanky of a clockwork. He doesn't even care about the Maledict, but he might soon. As Nico Baby is here as well. He could try for a TP. Hanskin is not close enough. In the meantime, on the other side of the fight, always one fly going to be chased down. S4 will be able to kill, and General's able to escape.
This is why I was praising the 3 bracers build, or even 4 bracers sometimes on Clockwork that General uses to go for, because you're just so tanky when you get on top of someone. Usually on a Clockwork, if you, let's say, have Tranquilizer, you get on top of someone, you might kill him, but you most certainly die if the teammates are around. With this build, you get someone, plus you get out. You do it multiple times, then you get more items on top of that. It's just, I don't know, I like it a lot. Feels good. Feels good to have these items. Even though in pubs, you're probably gonna get flamed mad for it.
You know, that's how he refined it, okay? Forged in the fires of pubs, the flaming of his opponents, and his own team allowed him to become this god. You know what he's doing right now, Admir? He's praying to Gaben that there is a Vambrace.
Especially back in the day when the Vambrace would be combined, that would be even better for him.
I mean, it's even better now. It's a free slot. It's
Kiro,
a free
mid.
2 braces. Kiro is caught out. That's a lot of heroes. They are not going to help him. You can see the moment where General was like, I am tanky, but am I 5 heroes tanky? Probably not.
Definitely not. Yeah, definitely not. And this is their timing with the Pugna. There is a Clockwork on Nico Baby behind, but I'm not sure what General can do to him.
I think he's just trying to keep him low so he can't haunt. It's actually a pretty smart move, right? Because like you can see the Alliance are stacked, they're ready to dive. And if their Spectre is healthy, they'll jump the Necro without hesitation.
Yeah, and he's also forcing the supports to help out the Spectre. I think it's a little bit less genius than what you made it look like. I think
Hey,
he's
what?
just
This is all
harassing
he
Nico
needs to
Baby.
do, Liz. Like, what other items does he need to buy?
That's true. He is caught here, and there are necros, but
Oh. I thought you
He
might
should
go
be
for the
dead.
cogs first. Yep, that's not how you escape in one piece. It looks like he will go down.
I mean, he's creating space. He did die in the end, but he forces two heroes to play around the Spectre, and because of that, Limp isn't able to just go down one tower after another and take down buildings. So it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good, even with that.
Now, you mentioned that this is the type of thing that gets you flamed in your pub games, right? This is the situation where in your pub games, someone's saying if you built a pipe, you would have lived, all right? And then General's saying, no, if I built a fourth bracer, right, would have lived.
He's not going for the bracer though. He's going for treads, but it's the next best thing, pretty much. It's gonna be pretty solid on him.
The windlace is so important in this game, though, right? That 380 movement speed has allowed him to stay on top of everyone and get the extra clicks, which is
Mid lane,
no small
always
feat.
gonna fly.
And he doesn't want to die. He'll just casually run away. And now Rubik, lift and limp back. Well, mistakes were made. The Haunt's going to come in just to get a Jakiro kill. You still lose the Pugna. Maybe they get a Aloha dance, but they don't want to dive the tower.
That was such a late haunt. If he haunts earlier, they killed the Jakiro, and most likely Pugna doesn't need to invest so many of his resources. Yeah, he doesn't have to die there. Maybe it was cooldown or mana issues, or he was finishing the creep off. I'm not sure, but definitely did come a little bit late.
Being
Okay,
greedy
what's
in the
happening
wrong
here?
ways, Liz, because look at this comparison right now, by the way. Nico Baby, 1,000 gold towards the Radiance. Just take a quick look at the Lifestealer.
I saw it. Nico Baby only has 1,000 gold. Lifestealer is about to finish Radiance. He needs 400 to the Relic, but the thing is, Nico Baby, he has Necros too.
Yeah, he
right?
went for the Necro Omnom, as I like to call it, because everyone tries to eat the creeps and dies for it. General, that's a freebie. It's like, yes,
Is it?
please, jump on the... Uh-oh, nope, the Necro creeps are tanking. Abort, General wants out. Yeah, this is a big ask. He's got a decent amount of regen, 7 HP regens, no small feat, and there's going to be the dagger to allow him to follow around, but Nico Baby decides against it as he actually gets... No. What? The dagger ran out really quick there. And this is all space, by the way, because in the bot lane, they don't only take the tower, they take Shaker's life as well. General's
She's going
going in.
in.
Yeah, they actually missed the Maledict as well. Witch Doctor's just dead. And look at it. This magnificent beast of a man lives.
And the tip. There you go. That's the Bracer tip, man. That's the Bracer's tip. At the same time, Shaker, he was trying to TP top to help, but Jakiro had his number. He uses the Ice Pad. They catch him off, and they get an easy kill there.
Oh,
They might
Limp has
take-
learned his lesson. He got caught out by Always Want to Fly last time, but this time he remembers you sidestep the ice buff.
He's got the Aether Lance. It's very difficult for Jakiro to survive from now on, too. I think this Radiance on Vitune is a good build, too. Overall, it's not really your most common build. Oh, there
Hello.
you go.
He even opens the gates for V-Tune to come on in. They Limfest inside. He says, I'm not coming out until they're dead, General, or you tank all their spells. Either or. V-Tune. Oh, God.
Damn, that fissure.
What? He's like, what's happened here? This fissure's so on point, but there's a swap in. V-Tune cannot get away, and the right clicks a Limp will bring him down. Double kill for the initiated upon Pugna.
Yeah, that fissure was so good, man. Now Iceberg as well, or Always on a Fly instead.
Nice path will be there, but so will the follow-up spells coming out from Alliance. They say, you know, it doesn't matter how many you got, Jakiro, we've got more to throw.
That's a triple. And meanwhile, the Spectre is also farming away. I really don't think Nyx expected that to happen the way it did. He definitely didn't expect to die. What an unfortunate series of events for FlyToMoon, but very good for Alliance. Very well played. That fissure was so on point. Just won them that fight, hands down.
You can just see the moment where he's like, I'm just going to hide in you, General. You're a really tanky guy. You've survived everything so far. And there's just that moment, Clockwork's like, this ain't it, dog. I can't protect you this time. S4 trying to bring down Rubik, but inevitable death for the off-laner of Alliance. The mid lane.
There is the Hondo.
Yeah, Hanskin's here. He is Invis. Fisher. And he'll stun follow up. He's got the Echo Slam as well, but they don't want to commit it. Let's just try and drain him down. There it is. Just keep him in range. However, Shaker's going to be turned around on. Decisive's going to be there. And Iceberg, he'll now heal up based off of that. FNG, they're committing everything but the kitchen sink. And because of that regen,
he won't die.
Iceberg lives.
He won't die. The regen and the heals that you use at the time of Maledict just negates Maledict completely. Not completely, but it helps out quite a lot versus it. And that's what happened to Iceberg.
And immediately while that's happening, General goes back to playing Alliance's jungle like a fiddle. He like, you could pretty much have a heat map where he's just been in this primary jungle the entire time, just trying to interrupt farming patterns.
Yeah, you can see that this game is way more even, right? Like
The network
not
definitely shows that.
Yeah, it's not one-sided in which you can kind of see FlyToMoon just rolling out of control at one point. It's really not like that. I think Nico Baby with his Radiance has a little bit more impact than the Nyx, just because of the way the Spectre works. That Radiance affects every single hero, she can haunt on everyone, while Nyx, mostly Radiance is good here because you're playing versus a Pugna, and there will be a point in a fight in which you will be the crab fight, so that Radiance helps out to dish out some damage that in those situations too.
And I guess the thing to really highlight is, like, we talked about these comparatives of Radiance and these two carries. Like, the way that both these teams are playing is they're both choosing to play away from that boss one, right? Like, both teams are identifying it's easily the hardest kill to achieve to try and hunt the Spectre if you're FlyToMoon, or try and hunt the Lifestealer if you're Alliance. Unless, of course, they get fissure blocked in a very awkward way.
Yeah, so the Radiance is completed on Vtune, while Nico Baby, he's about to have his Relic. He's 200 gold away, so he's not very... I think he should have it by the next team fight, pretty much.
They do almost have Guardian Greaves on Iceberg as well. He's under 1,000 gold away.
Yeah, so the Hood and the Greaves, probably the best item build to have in a game such as this one.
Don't forget the Bracer.
Of course, many bracers, not only one, many bracers. But when you're playing versus Pugna, when you're playing versus Witch Doctor, it's pretty good to have Greaves on top of that Hood for your whole team, obviously.
Yeah, he knows he's the utility builder because, you know, the moment that the Lifesteal says I'm doing Radiance, that's kind of the other optimal build that Necrophos has. Moving in, Lift's going to be there, and Hanskin, he was so close to having this blink, but he's going to have to wait a while longer. He tried to hit the creep, but it only offsets the loss of gold slightly.
And it's I don't think that what he was doing was wrong. He's in the right position to take some farm. The thing is, he is very close to his dagger, but you also have to understand that there's a Spectre on his team. And that Spectre obviously takes farm priority, at least the safest area to farm in. Now, as a Shaker, you have two options here. AFK, out of vision, in the jungle, or stay in the lane, greed it out a little bit, and 99% force some reaction on you, but make sure that Nico Baby is getting that Radiance. I think not being AFK and just dying even is better than you know,
and he has a
anything.
Philosopher's Stone. He had potentially both options. You know, my only issue there, Liz, is if he Echo Slam those creeps, he'd have his Blink Dagger right now.
Yeah, but then he would have Blink Dagger without Echo for like a few minutes. So.
What have I done?
I know you have some very big brain plays overall, but that's not it. Aloha Dance.
Oh, no creep nearby, but they don't need it. They'll just run him down. Oh, okay. FNG's just checking his keyboard works properly.
Did he just ult?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
He pressed S very quickly just in case they didn't see.
Yeah, General also ulted there, but missed with the hook shot. I think it's for the best, for him at least, because most likely he dies there too. They're very strong at the moment. This Vengeful Spirit is just a walking aura. Ring of Aquila, drums, Helm of Dominator, Wave of Terror, Vengeance Aura. Like, the amount of buffs that S4 provides to his team, it's just insane.
It's the way you like to see these Spectre type drafts work, right? Because it's not just that, it's the Pugna as the game goes on, right? When you become the medic Pugna. You're like, yep, my job is just to keep the Spectre alive. What's that, Venge? Oh, you're buffing up our Spectre? Great! She'll win us the game. She
Always
better.
Wanna fly.
Always want to push waves out. That's the polite version of the name we give him.
It's fine for him at this point. I mean, even if he doesn't push out the wave there, they just used that whole smoke to take down a position for 5 Jakiro. And this is the area in which you really want to be dying. It's on their side of the map, next to their tier 2. So the next fight that happens, you can just choose where you want it to happen, and most likely it's going to be right here
Yep.
again.
Alliance are ready to go. They got the blink. They're ready to reveal it. Echo slams through on a V2. The horn in. Everything but the kitchen sink on a V2. But now there's the hook shot straight into the back line. FNG's already gone. They're going to cogs up on a Hanskin so he can't use a single spell. Rubik will be brought down. General's just trying to do this all alone right now. It's going to be a 2v1 as there's still 2 members of Alliance. But Iceberg coming in. Now V2 will finally hop out and rejoin the fight. Nico Baby brought down. Sipes going to be there. And the Decrepify working against him. Limp, that is not how you do Medic Pugner. That is how you kill people off. S4 goes down as well. They'll force them back, and this should be a push.
That Decrepify just reminded me of one of those year games. You know, those good things Valve would give us, year beasts and Frostivus and whatnot. I remember there was one boss that you would have to Decrepify, then Sight or whatnot, or Dagon him. Yeah, that didn't feel good for Spectre, definitely. But that's what I was on about a little bit earlier. You can see that FlyToMoon, they're going to take this tier 2 on the bottom lane. That's why they're fighting there. That's why they want to even Jakiro to fall there, because it allows them to put everyone from Alliance in the area in which they will take a fight afterwards.
Yeah, and we can see how quickly they can just delete any objective immediately after you make that sort of mistake. Whereas, you know, Alliance, like we said, once your Spectre is gone, like, that's the other side of this argument of your 4 protect 1, this one carry to rule them all. If they die, you just lose control of the game as long as they're dead.
I think Alliance should just try and play around their vision instead. Like, if you look at the bottom lane, that whole area is warded by Dire, and that's because they have been playing there for a long time.
And I guess the other thing to highlight is that you know it, right? You know they've been playing there because, like I said, still, even now, if you had a heat map for General's movements, it's been 80% of the time he's in that jungle.
I think it was just that Alliance misunderstood their power spike, and Pugna wasn't there early enough in that fight. I would think that's the thing, because they also had their Haunt ready, they also had the Radiance ready. They just wanted to take that fight too, right? They just didn't understand that FlyToMoon are just a little bit stronger at the moment if they execute perfectly, which they did in that last team fight.
By the way, I love this in FlyToMoon. They're like, they wouldn't fall for the same trick twice, right? So instead, FlyToMoon, when they realize Spectre has backed up, they move in that sacred high area of the map. Lifestealer has got the rage, hold on to it, swap out. FNG didn't really need it, but now the Death Ward's going to go running. The stomp follow up. There's the hook shot to try and interrupt the combo, and Lifestealer will hide inside the center. You work for me now, he says. Turn around. Ice Bar beautifully placed as well. Scythe comes down, limp. Dead for 75. S4 trying to stand and fight, but Clockwork still too tanky, even at this point in the game. They'll fluff the stomp onto Hanskin, but they can chase him with the rage active. V2 will be able to run down and kill off Hanskin. They will find another kill. Buyback comes out from Limb, trying to turn around on Necrophos here. But actually, Necro says, okay, let's go deeper. Ice Bar, Macropyre as well. It's time to stick him on the barbecue, baby. Limb gonna be ticked out. Nico Baby all along. And that's gonna be a Haunt Panic right there. Just trying for maybe a kill to Rubik. Instead, he will find nothing. You get nothing, sir. Good day.
Man,
the Lions are wiped.
That's a full 6-man wipe right there from FlyToMoon. They kill off Limp twice. Oh, it's so nasty. Like, you try to kill this Lifestealer, you really put everything into that attempt, and then he just infests. He infests the first thing that's next to him, and even better, this time around it was a Centaur, which allows him to go even further into the fights. The Maledict doesn't work if you're inside of that creep as well. It doesn't hurt him, at least, and he's completely fine to do whatever. It's very unfortunate for Alliance, but maybe this V2 and Lifestealer isn't really your main target that you need to take down. Maybe taking down the Rubik even or the Jakiro would be better, because they bring so much control to these fights, and they're way easier to take down first.
No, you could just actually imagine the team comms at that moment when they still, like, they got halfway through V2's health, and they just like, stun. We haven't got any stuns left.
Yeah.
Guys, we need to abort right now. We need an out.
There was also an issue in that fight. FlyToMoon, they pushed it, right? They were the ones initiating, because Shaker still didn't have Echo, like 10-15 seconds away. And when you're in a tier 1, tier 2, let's say, scene, you are counting down all these spells. You know where they're coming back off cooldown, and you want to push at that point. You want to push your limits at that point, and they did that really well.
Yeah, that's a tough thought, right? Do you think there's been players that have been stopped from achieving tier 1 because their math skills are bad?
hard to actually. Yeah.
Can you count to 10 for me, Liz?
Not gonna go there. I can count Roche. That's good enough. Someone else can take over counting chronos and the black holes and whatnot.
You know, it's an admirable idea. Everyone take one spell. The problem is when you don't tell them what spell they're counting before the game begins. And there you go. Aegis in the hands of Ethan. If you couldn't kill him before, I don't even know why you gave it to him. I mean, I guess there's no one else on the team who needs an Aegis right now, but they couldn't kill him with the last plethora of spells they threw his way. You know what saved him, actually? It was the Vambrace that should be in General's inventory.
I mean, he has a lot of status resistance as well, coming from S
yeah.
and Y, right? So it's kind of difficult to stun lock him.
Oh, and
he
a
also
Titan
has
Sliver.
a Titan Sliver. Yeah, he has a
There's
Titan
the trade,
Sliver
by
as
the
well.
way. Straight away, General would he's like, I want my Vambrace. Will you take this item as down payment? Will you take this sliver?
They are both really happy with the way the way things turned out for them with the
Shaking
items.
hands. Deal. We're done here. Let's work together again soon. We're working on this tier 3 tower. Nico Baby just trying to push things in. This is one of the big benefits of having that Spectre, of course, is you can actually shove in a lane and show up to a fight whenever needed.
He could buy this Manta if he wanted to, at least the ultimate war, but he opts not to. Having buyback at this point is probably more worth it anyway. Like one thing that you wanna, like how you wanna fight this fight if you're Alliance right now, which
You wrap around,
probably
right?
is going to happen. Nah, you don't wrap around. You fight with the Spectre first. You go full frontal with the Spectre. You fight. She dies. Then you buy back, use Haunt. You fight again. That's pretty much when you're down like this. It's
The Gambit
it's your
play.
it's your yeah it's
And
it's
not
your
the team.
play. It's your play.
Moving in, V2, hook shot, straight on to Nico, baby. Okay, this was strategic. He can buy back now, and he will. Echo Slam's going to come in onto the side of the Haunt. General is held by the Maledict. Being wilt down by this illusion a little bit. Will be blasted out, dead for 50 seconds, and Nico Baby moves forward. He was very hesitant to jump onto that illusion. As a result, they will only get the one kill for the biggest buyback, and this is not the result you were looking for if you're Alliance.
Yeah, you can see that they knew what they were about to do. They wanted to go for that buyback into Haunt, but they're just so far behind. And also FlyToMoon understood that all they needed to do is just wait out the Haunt, fall back, then reinitiate afterwards, which worked out really well for them. However, they didn't take the melee barracks, right? Not yet, at least. Maybe they'll go back in again.
Soon, TM. They got Clockwork again in 10, but you ain't got a Haunt for 100, and let's not forget the Echo Slam as well. Like you said, they count the spells. I was just, there's always something amusing to me, by the way, about watching a Lifestealer rage and run away from towers. In this game, he just runs and rolls Necrophos. It's like a kid screaming for their father.
Haunt? No, I mean, Lift?
Macrofire. S4. What's cooking, dog? You. Silly. Jump in. Dead. Bomb out. Bash straight away on a limb. Ice bar follow-up. He's dead as well. And I think this is getting close to the point where you just try and find a certain key on your keyboard.
Swap him into the fountain. That's the play.
Get them deeper. We just need to get them come close. Oh, no, S4, you're not in position to swap right now, sir. Another fissure. We'll stop them for a moment, but the insta-bash follow-up ensures they're going to get him again.
Just swap FNG. Move.
Now, let me check if that's a valid thing.
Yeah.
That's almost a valid thing, actually, because S4 doesn't have more deaths than FNG yet.
Yeah. And he doesn't have a buyback. FNG also doesn't have it, but it's a position 3, so...
Time to knock on the door. There's more buildings to be demolished here. Now, V2 says actually there's more heroes to be killed. Nico Baby came out. He's like, they're not going to kill us for farming this, right? Well, they are. They're going to bring you down. Scythe, enjoy the sideline. That should be the GG as FNG falls as well. There it is.
Damn.
FTM. 2-0 Alliance. And questions will be asked. Is FlyToMoon just looking so hot, or is Alliance fallen so far?
It's hard to say, really. I don't think... I mean... I told you that for a week or so I've been grinding and not following the pro dotes as much as usual. You know, not watching every single game. I've just been playing more and more. And let's say 10 days ago, Alliance were looking hot. They were not looking like the best team out there, but they were looking like they're steadily improving and doing better and better, especially ever since FNG joined them. But yeah, I didn't expect this series to go 2-0 for FlyToMoon in such a quick way. I expected at least
a
some
third
fight
game.
to come from. Yeah. least the third game, at least some fight from the alliance, but it never came. This last game as well, it looked like FlyToMoon knew exactly what they were about to do. They did it properly. They reached their item timings. They even got countered a little bit, right? The Pugna versus the Necro. But at some point, this Pugna just looks like, he feels off. He doesn't kill the Necro, and after that, he just dies to a clockwork or something similar. Very hard game, but really, in the first game, if they had a little bit of a better laning stage, they would have done much, much better. I'm certain of it, because they had a snowbally kind of a lineup. And in the second game, if they just managed to kill off that Nyx, Lifestealer, a couple of times instead, they jump him, everything gets thrown into him, and then he lives.
Yeah, it gets rough. I think you're right. Like the mid lane for me is like the standout, because general done a lot. You can talk about S4 getting all these aura items, which was good, but in that matchup where Necrophos is getting so far ahead, where he's usually countered, like we already knew what the story of the POS ones was going to be. They're going to be allowed to farm. They're going to be kind of equal in terms of what they give in these fights. It really came down to whether Pugna could, pugnify everything in the game.
Pugnify.
Like that, yeah. That's a neutral new coining phrase I'm going to coin there. It can mean good or bad. For example, in that bot lane, when he pugnified his Spectre.
He really pugnified his Spectre bad. He pugnified her real good. It didn't work out.
A little bit of pugnification. But guys,
what's next? What's next?
Well, that's what I was about to highlight. Dude, you're like a little giddy chub. What's next? Just jumping up and down.
Give me the next series.
Well, this is only the first series. There are 3 in total to be played today, guys. We just had Alliance vs FlyToMoon. It was pretty quick. There's going to be people expecting the next series to be quick, because, we got one of the favorites here, OG, coming up next versus Unique. Can Unique give us exactly that? A unique experience against OG?
They did win versus Secret, though.
That was a while ago, though, Liz.
Yeah. Maybe they'll solve OG as well.
That's the tough part we're going to have to find out, because so far, like Unique, they really need these points. They lost to Viking GG on the first day. They lost to Nigma on the third day, and they lost to Bait yesterday with Bait's new squad with Chrysalis and Last Hero. But we'll get to that in a short bit. These are rolling schedules, so it shouldn't be too long. Hopefully I'll have the lobby up in a moment, and then we'll be into game 1 before you know it of Unique versus OG. Stay tuned.